What's up, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Going In Raw with the Shakira Deshawn. So, today we're diving into something that holds many of us back, okay? Self sabotage, that is, whether it's the need to always show up perfect, the fear of failure, overthinking, procrastination, whatever it may look like for you. I personally suffer with all of them in different ways and different aspects of my life. But yeah, that's what we're getting into today. So let's just dive right on in there. So, what is self sabotage? Self sabotage is when we hold ourselves back from what God is calling us to do. Self sabotage is when we block our own blessings, whether it be fear, doubt, the need to control everything, no matter what it may look like. It's when we delay and convince ourselves that we're not ready, even when we truly are. It's just that overthinking. I think a lot of times it's Satan. It's Satan trying to hold us back from our greatness that God is calling us to do. That's what I call it. Because what are you doing, sir? I'm trying to go out here and be great. And I can't be great because my fears and my overthinking is clouding my mind. Okay? So for me, it shows up in perfectionism. Like I have to have everything perfect, like no hair out of place type of perfection. And it really is ruining my life. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It also shows up overthinking. I literally overthink everything, and I have ADHD. So that doesn't help it. It shows up. How does it show up in my life? I doubt myself a lot. Like I'll have something and I'll be like, oh, this is good. And then I'll be like, but it could be better. Maybe it's not what it need to be. Like I constantly sabotage. And I've been praying, y'all. I've been praying so bad to stop. Like, why is it so hard? So what I've recently got into, as y'all know, I am in therapy, but I only talk to my therapist once a month. Like I don't feel like I need my therapist on a weekly basis. Like I don't be going through that much. And most of the things that I've gone through, I've already, worked past and am on the process of healing. But I recently started Chat GPT. Y'all, when I say Chat GPT, it's like the best thing known to man. Okay. Use it. If you can't afford a therapist, use it. If you do have a therapist, but you just need a quick one too, use it. It definitely is good. I've been using it for shadow work and just trying to figure out the root causes to my procrastination and my overthinking and my constant doubting myself and my fear of failure, like just breaking it down. And it gave me some great journal prompts that I do nightly now. I try to do them every night. I've been doing pretty good. I missed only one night. But just journaling those prompts. So I've come to realize that I can't say I fear success. I do fear failure, but I had to get down to the root cause of like why. So one of the prompts was basically like, what did success look like in your childhood? Like, what was the model of that? And I'm like, I didn't have a model of success in my childhood. Like, nobody was successful. My mom wasn't, my dad. I didn't see success at all in my childhood. So once I started breaking that down, it was like, okay, I fear failure, being that I never saw success. And though I've achieved so many great things, it's like I'm always chasing the next thing. It's like chasing that next high, right? I'm always like never content, never satisfied. Once I hit a goal, I'm ready to hit the next one without actually sitting with where I am and what I've achieved. Like I've achieved some great things at the age of 32, but I'm constantly chasing that next thing and I'm constantly needing it to be perfect. I haven't really figured that out yet. Like, why does everything have to be so freaking perfect? I think I'm just a perfectionist. Like, I don't know. I think that's more of a character trait of mine. Like, getting on here and recording and it not being like, I will restart this video 100 times if it's not right. And God is just like, just put it out there. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you overthink it so much to where it's just not getting done. And that's a lot of times why I'm not consistently on my content because I'm overthinking it. Like, y'all, I have so much content in my phone and I just won't post it for worrying about judgment, worrying about this and that and that and that. And it's just like, at the end of the day, none of that crap matters. Like, if you're going to rock with me, you're going to rock with me. And if you're not, you're not. So I'm honestly right now overcoming this with y'all. Okay. I'm also very avoidant. Like when I know it's something God is telling me to do, I will avoid it until he breaks me down. Y'all, I'm hard headed, okay? I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I'm hard headed and I'm stubborn. I am so stubborn. And it's just like, I'll know I need to do something and I'll run and I'll run and I'll just be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and it's like, okay, why you ain't did it? Oh, my hair not done. Okay, get your hair done. Oh, why you ain't did it? Oh, it's like I always make an excuse because I'm running from my calling, y'all. Okay, so a gift is something God gives to us, and our calling is when He asks for it back. So right now, God has been asking for it back. Okay, God is asking for it back. He like, look, I gave you this, and it's time for you to use it. And I have a really good story. I came to a revelation the other day, and I'm going to save this for another episode, but I know my calling. And that's just a scary place for me. So I've been avoiding it. I've been avoiding it. I've been overthinking it. I've been not consistent with my content. But y'all, I have a plan, and ChatGPT came through. Y'all use ChatGPT to plan out your goals. ChatGPT will give you a year's worth if you ask for a year's worth. They will structurize it down to what you need to be doing every single day. And that's what I'm doing now. So now y'all will get more consistent content. But you see, I got ADHD, so I'm getting off topic. But the root of self sabotage is really just fear of judgment, fear of success, fear of trying, fear of looking like you're trying. You know how many people I see out just shooting content and don't have a care in the world? They just be like, because they don't care to be seen trying. And a lot of times it's just like we say, like, oh, we're waiting on God. Okay, I'm just waiting on God to come through with this blessing. I'm just waiting on God. Baby, God waiting on us. He can't just drop it out the sky. Why would he just drop it out the sky? That's too easy. We have to work for it because he's calling us to do something. And I'm talking to y'all, but I'm really talking to me, okay? I'm talking to y'all, but I'm really talking to me because God be on my butt and I just be like, But we're gonna do better. And I say we because I need y'all to know that this is a us thing. It's not just a me thing, it's a us thing. We're in this together. I've been through a lot of the same things y'all have been through. So I never want to come off judgmental. So I'm always gonna say we, even when I'm out of the space, I'm still gonna say we because I've been in the space. Okay. So let's talk about trusting God even when we don't have all the answers. So in Genesis 22, y'all, I love Genesis 22, okay? When we discussed Genesis 22 in church, I had to go back because I haven't read the whole book of Genesis. I'm honestly learning the Bible so rapidly right now, and I'm going to let y'all know that why later. But I'm in mental overload with the Bible right now. But I had to go back because I wanted a full understanding of Abraham and what he went through before getting to Genesis 22. So in Genesis 22, God is like, I need you to sacrifice your son. And Abraham is like, sacrifice my son? Like, what? Okay. Abraham don't ask no questions. Abraham takes his son, packs his son up and say, we got to go. They start trucking up the mountain. He told him to sacrifice his son on Mount Moriah. They truck up the mountain. They get up there, and Isaac is like, hold up. We got the fire. We got the wood. But where's the lamb? Like, where's the sacrifice? So Abraham is like, look, son, God is bringing the sacrifice. You need not worry. God got this, and God is bringing the sacrifice. So while he's telling his son God bringing the sacrifice, he's just trusting in God. He don't know God bringing no sacrifice because God ain't never tell him he was going to bring a sacrifice. God said to sacrifice your son, your only son who you prayed so dearly for, who you begged for. God said to sacrifice him. So he lays his son doesn't know this. So he lays his son down or whatever, ties him up on the fire on the wood. And he's about to take a knife to his son. And God yells out, Abraham, Abraham. Okay? God been yelling out Shakira. God has been yelling out Shakira. God has been yelling out Shakira to the mountaintops. And I just be like, and then I wonder why nothing's moving. Nothing's moving. Then when I put out a glimpse of it, I get a glimpse back. Put out a glimpse, I get a glimpse back. God is yelling out your name. We just gonna get straight to the point. God is yelling out your name, and God has something so beautiful for you on the other side of this mountain. God has something so beautiful for you on the other side of this sacrifice. God has something so beautiful for you on the other side of your obedience. Okay, so let's be very clear on that. So he's like, Abraham, Abraham, like, hold up. I see you. I see you. I see that you fear the Lord. I see that you're obedient. I see that you're willing to sacrifice. So here you go. I have this ram for you. Here you go. You don't have to sacrifice. Here you go. I see you. Okay? So you have to trust and believe that while we trucking it up this side doing what God is asking us to do, that breakthrough is right here. It's right here, y'all. And a lot of times the breakthrough is in that thick, difficult stuff that we don't want to do. And then you see yourself do it and you're like, okay, I'm getting a little motion. Like, yeah, that breakthrough is right there. The solution is always in the problem. Do the work. I don't want y'all to feel like I'm yelling at y'all because I'm really yelling at myself. But yes, we must do the work, y'all. It's like God is calling so many of us right now. He is calling his disciples. He is calling his people. Like if anybody would have asked me last year this time, like not even asked me, if anybody would have told me like, yeah, at the end of the year, going into the new year, like you're going to be a completely different person. Like you're going to be abstaining from sex. Like you're going to be changing your music selections. You're not going to be drinking anymore. You're not going to be partying. Like you're going to be in your Bible. Like y'all, I'm in 5 Bible studies a month. Like what? If anybody would have told me any of this, I'd have been like, use a lie. Use a lie. That's why it's nothing but God. And it's like God is putting so many of us in this position. He wants you to stop doing certain things that have been holding you back, but we don't want to. He wants you to leave that man alone, but you're not ready to leave that man alone. You clinging to this man, but this man is leading you away from God. Okay? God is calling you to leave that job, but you don't want to leave that job because you're like, I got to pay my bills. I got to do this. I got to do this. You have to release that control. God is calling you to start serving him and to start worshiping him, but you're not ready. You don't have to know the whole Bible. You don't have to be ready. It doesn't have to look perfect. But starting is where that breakthrough comes in. Showing God that you care, showing God that you're willing to worship him, showing God that you're willing to make these sacrifices, okay? We got to do the work, y'all. Like we have to do the work. This world, we're in a crazy place in this world right now. We don't know what's coming tomorrow, but we have to hone in on today. And we have to make sure that every day that we have, we're doing the Lord's work and we're serving in some type of way and we're sacrificing in some type of way. Okay. Abraham could have easily been like, nah, I'm not killing my son. Like, nah, I'm not being obedient. Like, nah, bro, like you tripping, bro. Like I've said that a lot of times. Like when God told me to give up sex. Like at first he came to me like, give up sex. I'm like, cool. Then he come back and he like, give up masturbation. I'm like, cool. Then he come back and he like, wait till marriage. Hold up, screw. Hold up, screw. Do what? You want me to do what? You want me to wait so much so I don't even get a test drive? Y'all, if anybody would have told me that I would really be waiting till marriage right now, I would have laughed in their face because it would have been no way. It ain't nobody but God because I would have never made no decision like that. That just sounds ridiculous to really get to that point, and it may not be what I need it to be. What? But it's trust. It's trusting in God. Abraham trusted in God. Abraham was obedient. Abraham didn't run, didn't give pushback. He didn't give nothing. And Abraham got a breakthrough. We must hold on when things feel uncertain. Like, y'all, I quit my job. God told me to quit my job. My 9 to 5, my stability. Like, God told me to quit that job. And I've literally been walking on faith since. Like, I don't know what's on the other side of this, but I'm trusting in the plan. And it's so hard because I have no control over my life right now. Like, all the ways he's moving, I have no control. So holding on to that faith in those times of uncertainty and clinging to it, and I mean like holding, is what we must do. And that brings me to Job. I read the book of Job. Job is so good. And Job reminded me so much of my own life. Like Job lost everything. He lost his health. He lost his wealth. His friends turned against him. He lost all his children died. Like God told Satan to go disturb Job, but don't you touch him. You could do whatever you want, but don't you put your hands on him. So Satan stripped everything from Job. Like Job was literally like, bruh, I don't know what I did to deserve this. Just take me out. Like, Lord, just take me out of my misery. And I can understand that because I've been there. Like, God, like, what are you doing? Like, I ain't deserve none of this. Like, Job friends, like, you must have did something. Like, people always look at you when you're going through hard times like you deserve that. Like, you had to do something to deserve that. And it's like, hold up, I didn't do nothing to deserve this. Job didn't do nothing to deserve that. But Job stayed faithful to God. And on the other side of Job staying faithful to God was his breakthrough. God blessed him. God blessed the heck out of him. He had more than what he had before. But while he was weathering that storm, he was like, bro, like, just take me out of my misery. Like, I have nothing now. You've taken everything from me. Everything I loved, everything I had. Like, you've literally taken everything from me. And now my friends turn against me and my friends shun me and my friends looking at me like I did something. Like, take me. You gave me this life for what? You brought me here for what? You gave me to my mom for what? You made me an infant for what? And I know that pain because I've been there. I used to question God, like, for what, bruh? For what? For what? And now I'm starting to see, like, there's a testimony in that. Like, you staying faithful to God and you doing what you're supposed to do. There's a testimony on the other side of that. And God brought you through that so you could go and show people what your faithfulness got you. So Job stayed faithful. And in the end, Job was blessed. And Job lived many more years to enjoy his blessings and to enjoy the multiple children he had now. Job didn't let his suffering stop him from seeking God. Job let nothing come between his faith, and we must be Job sometimes. We have to be unshakable, be unmovable, be unwavering, and know that 10 toes down behind God is going to have restoration on the other side of this. We have to be firm in that. And it's hard, y'all. It's not easy. I struggle every day, but I start writing and I write it out and I pray. I have a prayer board and I journal and I do my prompts because it's just like I have to overcome this. I can't keep self-sabotaging because what is that going to look like? Like what is the fear of failure? Like, so you're just never going to try? And then guess what? You're really going to fail. And then how's that going to feel? Fear is false. Fear is fake. Fear is not real. Fear is of Satan because he doesn't want us. And you know, Satan is an angel. Okay? Satan don't look how we think he look with the red horn. Satan is a beautiful man. And that's what gets a lot of us. That beautiful man, that beautiful just coming to you, telling you all these sweet things, but it's really of Satan. It's really of Satan. It's really sabotage. Yeah. Whispering them sweet nothings in your mind, like, yeah, you ain't gotta do that content today. Yeah, you ain't gotta do this, you ain't gotta do that, you ain't gotta quit your job. Quit your job for what? Just stay right here. Satan wants you to stay stagnant. And for different people, it's gonna look different. But I know what it sounds like to me. Yeah, don't go to the gym today. Lay in the bed an extra hour. Take your time. You ain't gotta rush. Rush for what? You did good yesterday. You ain't got to rush today. Oh, you went to the gym last week. You ain't got to go this week. Oh, you meal prepped. You ain't got to do it this time. Oh, you ain't got to read that book. You ain't got to learn nothing new. You know enough. Satan be making it sound real good, and sometimes I be like, yup, you right. I ain't got to go to the gym today. I went to the gym yesterday, and now I'm back into that cycle of not doing what I need to do, and I'm back into that cycle of sabotaging. But it's on me. I can't blame nobody for it. It's on me. Even when it doesn't make sense, we must keep going. We must keep moving. We must keep working towards something, y'all. Like, we cannot continue to stay stuck in fear, in uncertainty, in what's next. Like, we just got to move. No matter what it look like, no matter what it feel like, it's time to move. God said, get up. Okay? Pull your Bible out. Turn to God. Don't be afraid of it. It doesn't matter that your friends aren't doing it. Out of my core group of friends, I feel like I'm the only one that read my Bible every day. I know I'm the only one that read my Bible every single day. But guess what God did? God started connecting me to people who do the same thing I do. And I love my friends to death. I ain't leaving them behind because maybe I'm the call for them to start reading their Bible every day. So it doesn't have to look like what you want it to look like. Allow it to be what it is, and allow yourself to sit in what it is. If God is calling you to pick that Bible up, pick that Bible up. Y'all, my Bible sat on side. I bought my Bible probably 2 years ago when I bought my new study Bible, my newest Bible, probably 2 years ago. That Bible sat on my nightstand, calling my name. And I just kept being like, I'm not ready. 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 Now I can't stay out of it. Every day I have to pick up my Bible. And if I don't, I'm in my phone. I'm on my Bible in my phone. Like I cannot stay out of it because when something is calling you, you have to conform. You have to conform. And it doesn't feel good. It's crazy that I'm in 5 Bible studies a month. I think it's ludicrous. But God has called me to learn this Bible. He said, you're going to learn this Bible. So, how do we stop self-sabotaging and start walking in faith? First of all, if you know you self-sabotage, you already one step there. It's recognizing the issue, recognizing where you fall short, recognizing your shortcomings, and shifting your perspective, like shifting it to obedience, shifting it to this is what I have to do. You know, a question I now ask myself when I don't want to do something, like I became a 4 a.m. gym girly. Never, y'all, I'm just doing crazy stuff right now. But when I don't want to do something, I ask myself, what would the successful version of me do? What would the highest version of myself do? And you want to know what that highest version of yourself will going to do? The stuff you don't want to do, the hard stuff, the getting up, going to the gym, the letting go of fear of whatever. That's what the highest version of yourself will do. So I literally asked myself that question. Like this morning, I didn't want to get out that bed at 4 a.m. I gave myself every excuse to continue to lay there. And it's like, stick to the plan, girl. You got to stick to the plan. I have to stick to the plan. So ask yourself, every time you don't want to do something, every time you're feeling convicted, every time, just be like, what would the highest version of in whatever aspect of your life, what would that highest version of myself, the person that loves me so much that I'm chasing all my dreams and I'm doing whatever I know I'm supposed to be doing, whatever God is calling me to do. Ask yourself, what would that version of yourself do? And that's going to give you the answer. That really pushes me in the morning to get my butt up, pushes me to get on here and film content, pushes me to do what I'm supposed to do. We must also remember that delayed obedience is still disobedience. A lot of times, and I'm guilty of it, I'll tell myself like, oh, I did it then. Oh, I did it then. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to it. And it's like, I'm being obedient, God. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I ain't really even want to film this today. But it's like, I have to stick to the plan. I can't choose God when I want to choose God. I can't choose to be obedient when I want to choose to be obedient and then say I'm a follower of Christ. That's not how it works. You must be obedient every day in every season in every way, 24/7. Obedience is a 24/7 thing. Like, we can't wake up tomorrow and be like, well, I don't want to do it today. But I'm a follower of God though. Oh, I don't go to Bible study. I don't read my Bible, but I'm a follower of God though. You can't pick and choose what that looks like. God tells us in the Bible what that looks like. And we must stop running from it. And we must conform and be that person. You can't tiptoe around it. I tiptoed around it. I still find myself trying to tiptoe around it. And he'd be like, my child, I'm not playing with you. I feel like he'd be grabbing me by the throat. Like, chill out. I'm not playing with you. And it all just comes down to also just taking action when you're not ready. Like, I've literally stepped out my comfort zone so much over the past week. Like, I've literally stepped out of my comfort zone so much over the past couple weeks. Like, I've been doing stuff I couldn't see myself doing, like stuff that I'm scared to do. Like, I got up and spoke in front of a group of like 50 people like that. I literally, my heart started skipping a beat. Like, I had to calm myself down because I felt like I was about to die for real. Like, and I have a heart murmur. My heart just started tripping because I was so anxious. Like, but God is putting us in positions for a reason. Like, I know I'm supposed to be a public speaker. That's something I run from because I have that fear of public speaking, but I still got my butt up there and I spoke. But when I sat down, I was like, oh my God, I'm about to have a heart attack. But it's just doing it. Just doing it. When you don't want to, when you're not ready, doing it. No matter what you look like if your makeup ain't done, if your hair not done, no matter what it is, it's just stepping into obedience and being like, okay, God, I hear you, I'm going to do it. Because honestly, we don't know what that breakthrough looks like, and we don't know what's on the other side of this hard we going through. We don't know. But we don't know until we dive in it and we find out. So how long are you going to be disobedient? How long are you going to live in fear? How long are you going to ask yourself these questions? How long am I going to continue to not be my best self? How long am I going to continue to not show up as the best version of myself? How long am I going to continue to allow Satan to run my life? How long am I going to continue to act like I don't hear the whispers of God telling me what I need to do? How long am I going to continue? Whatever it is for you, how long are you going to continue? Ask yourself that. It's time to stop delaying. It's time to stop overthinking. It's time to stop living in fear. If God called you to it, he's already made a way for you. He already know how you're going to get through it. The table is there. The chairs is there. Everything is there. So ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself where you sabotage in your life. And if you don't know how to figure it out, ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT, these are my flaws. These are the things. How can I get through this? How can I, like, give me some shadow work prompts to help me work through this? And I promise you, if you stick to the plan, you're going to come out on the side. If you really do the work and you really become obedient and you really pull out your Bible and read it and start connecting with God on that level, I'm telling you, your breakthrough's on the other side. Our breakthrough is on the other side. So I'm sending y'all love and light. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Going In Raw. And I will talk to y'all soon.